Good afternoon guys. Today's video I'm going to be showing you how to fix these leggy seedlings. These are a tomato plant called Black Russian, and I planted them middle of February, and due to the sort of lack of light levels they can get quite leggy like this. But I'm going to show you today how to fix that. Before we start, the first thing we need is some pots, slightly bigger pots. These are 3-inch pots to put the new plants into, or the grown plants into, and you need some compost. What I've done for the first time is I've sieved this compost here just to give it a fine crumbly texture, something that's going to be quite good for small young plants. The next thing we need to do is take our plants and tease them out of the pot gently. So I can see some roots poking up through the holes. That's fine, you just need to be careful to keep as many intact as possible. But with tomatoes, they're quite good at making new roots. So there you go, I've got them out. I can see all the roots. They're not looking too root bound or anything like that because they're quite young, only about 3-ish weeks old, maybe 4. And the first thing I'm going to do is just break it apart into 2 clumps. Okay, then I want to get as much of the soil off as possible, and that is going to help me to bury these quite deep in the pot. And that's how we fix the leggy seedlings, is by burying them. So what I'm going to do is gently make sure I'm supporting it. I don't want to put any pressure on the stem. I don't want the stem to snap or break. It won't kill the plant, but it will set it back. Then once I'm happy with where it's positioned, I can start throwing in this nice light crumbly compost. So I'm just using some typical multi-purpose compost, nothing fancy, and it will do the job. So I press it down gently. I'm not compacting it, but I'm firming it. Okay, so the roots have something to get their teeth into. It makes for a sturdier plant. Okay, so just like that, it's all now nice and compacted. And there you go, I've corrected the leggy seedling. I'm going to add a little bit more compost in. You can go, basically I would advise going right up to these seedling leaves. These 2 leaves here are your seedling leaves, so the first leaves that show. And I would probably get really close up to that. The great thing about doing this is you're going to increase the root system of the tomato plant. All those, all that stem has the ability to produce roots, okay? Now, interestingly, the roots don't come from these small hairs. These are called trichomes, and their job is pest prevention, stopping slugs eating them too much, and also it helps trap warm air against the plant, so you get a more, it keeps the plant warmer, basically, is my understanding. But these aren't what turn into roots. There's these little small white nodules on the stem, and that's what turns into roots. So with this one, same again. I'll speed the video up here. All right, and there you go. 2 plants that are now going to form lots of new roots. They're not leggy anymore, and they're going to turn into growing powerhouses now. So brilliant. All right, guys, that tells you how to correct your leggy tomato seedlings. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Brilliant. Until next time, guys, thank you very much.